Hello and good morning. So I just want to give a heads up. If you have earbuds in, please remove them for a moment because I don't want to blow your eardrums. So I'll give you a few seconds for that and maybe wait a little bit to have a few more people come in. But real quick, I want to welcome Craig, Landshark Picker. Thank you for coming. Purple Tube, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Crystal, good morning and welcome. All right, so getting a few more people in. I did put it in the chat that if you have earbuds in, to remove them for a moment because they really don't want to hurt anybody's ears. So give it a few more minutes. And I have a very bad migraine today. I don't know if it's the humidity or what in the air, but we've got rain and we're supposed to have storms, and it's been a day, big time. So, all right. So I'm going to do my good morning. I hope nobody has their earbuds in, but good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mental Health Live Chat. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. That actually kind of hurt my head a little bit. So how's everybody doing today, this fine Saturday? Granted, we have a little bit of rain going on right now, but it's not too bad. We're supposed to get some storms, but haven't gotten them yet. So good morning, Lisa C. Awesome. Sounds good. She'll be listening. So we don't really have a plan today. Good morning, Aunt Kelly. I love you. Did you get your coffee yet this morning? Or, well, it's afternoon for you, so I'm hoping you had your coffee already. So, how's everybody's Saturday going so far? Dunkin' Donuts, Aunt Kelly? I'm waiting for StreamYard to kind of start working here. It's not, I had to refresh it before I went live. Because I wasn't getting anything in the chat. So, oh, there it goes. So we got Lisa C, Crystal, Rosie's Closet, Purple Tube. She's new. If you guys are not subscribed, please go head over there and show the love. That's what we do. Craig, he was number one this morning. I think he thinks it's a contest. But that's okay. I love the fact that you're here. I know on Tommy's channel once in a while he'll be like, yeah, number one, Dunkin' Donuts coffee is the best. Yes, it is. I've had Starbucks once. It was nasty. So it was very, very nasty. Purple Tooth says, I'm all right. How are you? I have a migraine today. And like I said before, I don't know if it's from the humidity because it's raining or whatnot, but it's kind of sucky. But we're here. We're going to do this. Crystal says she is working and listening. That's awesome. I woke up this morning with 5 sales. So I was pretty happy about that. 5 decals. And one person bought 3 or 4 of them. I was trying to look at it, but on my phone it's a little harder, so I have to go on the computer and look. But one person bought quite a few. So other than that, I had 5 sales total, but more decals to make. So try Gatorade. It helps with my... Yeah, I think I'm going to. After the live, I'm going to run to the store and get some Gatorade or something. I took an Tylenol or an aspirin. I took an aspirin to see if that helped, but waiting for that to kick in. Purple Tooth says, I don't like Starbucks coffee either. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's way too pricey. Oh, Mr. Remington is flying around. I'll give you guys an update on him here in a moment too. Good morning, Len. Thank you for joining. When I have migraines, it's usually food induced, so I try to avoid when it caused it. You know, and that's the thing too. So Tommy bought me a new Weber grill, and yesterday because I have a Weber wok. that I want to try out. And so we were waiting for the right grill deal to come along. And so yesterday we got one for really, really, really cheap. It's in really great condition. He paid $15 for the grill, and it's awesome. And so I cooked on it last night. So I got overheated. And so Advil migraine always helps me. Mine are usually caused by peanuts. Ooh, yeah, Crystal, that's crazy. So I wasn't able to really eat a whole lot last night because I was like overheated, and I don't know if that's got something to do with it. Weber's are the best. Yeah, they do. And I'm getting quite the collection of grills. I love to grill during the summer. And so, oh, Mr. Pickles is not happy. Remy is on his cage, and Mr. Pickles is a little agitated with that. Jaslyn, can you please come get Remy from Pickles' cage so he doesn't freak out anymore? He loves his brother, but doesn't like him on his cage a lot of times. So he's right there. Oh, there we go. He moved. All right. Thank you, Jess. So yes, so I have a small, or extra small is what we call it, Weber grill. Then we have the grilled, it's square. It was given to Jaslyn by one of Tommy's brothers, Jose, who passed away. So that's over in our grill area. And then we have the new one that we just got, which is a bigger grill, a bigger Weber grill. I'll have to take some pictures and put them on Instagram and stuff so you guys can see them. And then we have our gas grill that's the biggest. So we have big, medium, big, medium, small, and extra small is, I believe, how we were talking last night about it. So I have a heck of a collection of grills. 2 of them are Weber's. Love them to death. Tommy found me a Weber wok, which we'd never seen before. And so we got that real cheap. And then we just had to get the Weber to go with it. And we found one yesterday. So Tommy is out fishing. Oops. I am so sorry. I just moved a little bit to adjust and I went blurry. So I apologize for that. But Tommy went fishing this morning. And I wanted to also give you some news that Wednesday on the Bargain Effects channel, we have an announcement. I'm trying to bring up Tommy's channel here. We will be announcing Tommy's new channel name and get you guys the link. But so you got to stay tuned for Wednesday's show. Good morning, Dustin. That is my cousin. Time to cook some steak. Yeah, I made pork steaks last night on the grill, and it was, they liked it. I couldn't eat it. Like I said, I was too hot. And then I'm going to give you guys the link for Wednesday's show in chat. So you guys can make sure that you hit that little bell for a reminder, or set the reminder on that show so that you guys can hear the announcement. Oh, I almost thought I clicked out of StreamYard. Oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Yes, Tommy loves steaks too. Purple Tube says, I love steak. Yeah, Tommy, when we go to like Golden Corral or any place that's got, hold on. Kaplan, Remy, shh. They're yelling at each other. We go to like those all-you-can-eat buffet places that have steak. That's all he pretty much eats is steak. Lynn says, I bought a Weber when they first came out, had it about 13 years, had it on my porch to clean it, left to go somewhere and came back and it was gone. Yeah, see, that's horrible. And that's what Tommy said too, because we had the little one and I had it just sitting out on the side of the house where our old kitchen setup was for outside, our old grilling setup outside. And we ended up moving it into the backyard because Tommy's like, you need to hide that little Weber or it's going to disappear. And I said, let somebody try to come and take my Webbers. They'll have a fight on their hands. I'm 5 foot and Irish. Our neighbor has a big parrot that he takes for walks around the neighborhood. There was a dog that was out and the parrot flew up in a tree. It was screeching so loud at the dog. It was kind of funny. Yeah, that's so okay. So with Remy, the update with Remy is a couple weeks ago he had hurt his foot and he wasn't really getting along real well. We didn't know what was going on. He was looked over and we thought it may be a sprain or something. So we kind of put him in a different cage. The white cage here was his cage. We actually used a mask that we had as a sling for him to go lay down in at night, so he wasn't like slouched over, because I mean he couldn't hold his weight up or anything like that. But now he's getting stronger and he's doing really good. He got around pretty good using his wing and his beak and his one good leg, but now he's using both of his feet or legs really good. So we just got to let him keep healing. He's been moved into the black cage now, the new one, and he loves it. So now he won't go into the white cage. The white cage, had to see here. So he doesn't like this cage anymore. He likes this one. But we have an issue with our cat climbing into the cage because I don't know what they're fighting about, but it is kind of funny. I think that's Remy. His mouth got very loud, or even more loud now that, you know, he's healing from his whole leg incident. So yeah, it's crazy. Mr. Pickles, he's doing good. Kaplan, there they are. I don't know if you guys can see them, but this whole door, like this whole section here, that whole section right here, that whole section there opens up. So this is the door to the black cage. And our cat keeps climbing in there and thinking it's her personal bed. Yes, she does. And actually, I have it on. Let me pull it up. I put pictures up on Facebook. It is really funny. But it's downpouring now. It's raining. So maybe that's why they're yelling, because I don't have the windows open for them. Let me find the pictures as I'm talking here. But she thinks it's now her personal bed. And it's not. She's a stinker. So this is the first time that we saw her in the cage. And she was looking up there's Kaplan, there's Remy. They were both in the cage. So she was looking up at him going, I hope this is okay that I can be in here. And then she looked at me like, Mom, are you going to yell at me? And then she fell asleep. They all fell asleep. Except for Kaplan was looking at me like, why is she in our cage sleeping? So this is what she does now, is she sleeps at the bottom of the cage when the birds are inside. They all sleep together. At night, though, I do make sure that she's not in there, and I close the cage door so that they don't go flying around the house. So thank you, Lisa C. Yes, it is. It's got a bunch of shamrocks on it, and then it's got these ones. So it's the only sweater that I have now that fits me that's got to do with Irish. So I had to go through my closet this week. So I'm kind of a hoarder. I don't like getting rid of things, but the last 2 weeks, so last week Jaslyn got rid of a bunch of her stuff out of her closet and everything. And so that kind of inspired me to start going through things. So I went through my closet and all my drawers and got rid of probably about 2.5 bags worth of clothes that don't fit me. And so they're gone. And then I'm kind of going through each room. I did the kitchen this week as well, or I finished the kitchen this week. And then now I've got to do the living room and dining room area, which there's not a whole lot here. And then the porch. And then I have a huge Christmas closet. That's what we call it. It's a big walk-in closet type thing. The old-fashioned type closets, cubbies type thing. That's full. I got to go through that. And then I have a huge, huge storage unit that I got to go through. Me and Tommy actually have to go through it to get... I got to go through, and so thank you, Len. Yeah, I have my Shamrock Pixie mug. Oh, it's sweating. I don't have coffee in it today. I did have coffee in it, so that's my design, and then my little logo, and then it's got, this is the only, well, this is the second thing that I own that has my name on it. So that's Irish. It's Irish font. So, oh, that's so awesome. Lynn had a handmade sweater from Ireland. That's awesome. Cousin Dustin, I will come over and see your iguana, but not a python. Not a python. Good morning, Grimes Finds. He says, does coffee trigger anyone else's anxiety in the AM? Me personally, I don't know. I never really thought of it. I know certain phrases in the morning will set my anxiety off. Oh, I'm dropping the link for anybody who would like to join this morning. Crystal says, my anxiety is triggered if I don't have coffee. Yeah, I would say more that's me, but I'm not really sure. Anybody else in the chat? Oh, Pickles, we hear you. Mr. Pickles is mad because I didn't give him coffee this morning. He only gets coffee a couple times a week. Otherwise, it'll trigger seizures, and he's not happy because he thinks today is the day he gets coffee, and it's not. So, 1 second. He wants to be center of attention on top of it. Yeah, I said no. I'm arguing with my bird live. Oh, this is grand. I quit drinking coffee and cigarettes, cold turkey pie. Nice, cuz I wish it was so simple that way. I tried to quit numerous times over the years, cigarettes that is, and it's really hard. It's really hard to do. And I've cut down a lot. I used to smoke a heck of a lot more, and now I've cut down. So hopefully soon I'll be able to not smoke at all. Was having heart problems, and I don't know because they took the necessary. Yeah, for sure. When it's affecting your heart, it's a good thing to just try to cut as quick as can be. Grimes says I have to choose between being tired or shaky. I do get shaky if I have too much coffee. So I drink it throughout the day, but I space it out. So Crystal said Grimes finds maybe try some tea, less caffeine. Good morning, James. Welcome. Hi, Des. Made a video of how to cook a ribeye using cast iron skillet. Filled up the house with smoke. Uploading now. Oh, no. Yeah, see, we have a cast iron skillet that's Tommy's. Nobody cooks out of it, and nobody cleans it. Nobody does anything with it. That is Tommy's. When we first got it, Tommy seasoned it. And then the kids washed it with soap. Wasn't a good thing. So yeah. My cousin says, all clear now. Enough about me. Hey, cousin Dustin, you should jump on and say hello to everybody so everybody can see you. I got to pull up your YouTube link too. So my cousin Dustin has a YouTube channel. And it's music that he sings. I'm just got to pull it up though. There it is. Wait, you have two? Oh, which one do you want me to drop? Cause you have two channels. Let me pull them both up. I didn't know you had two channels. Oh, no, that's just, okay. So I'm going to drop my cousin's link in chat. So if you could show love to his channel as well, that would be grand. All the songs that are on there are of him singing. So, there we go. Yep, I got it, cuz. Yeah, and the soap is very bad for cast irons, and the kids didn't know. They just one of their chores is to do dinner dishes, and they used soap on it. So it took forever for Tommy to get it to redo what you're supposed to do when that happens. And so yeah. Good morning, Amy. Welcome. And yes, cast iron. Tommy can make steak with the cast iron, and it tastes so yummy. But I still prefer grill. Crystal. Oh. There we go. Crystal says, I have a heart condition too. Cardiologist said the issue was with the artificial sweetener and not my coffee. Thank goodness for that. Yeah, I'm going to pop up my cousin's link there. Yeah, when my whole spleen thing happened, they wouldn't let me drink coffee in the hospital because I was having major issues with my heart. They couldn't get my heart to regulate. And so the blood wasn't going to the upper chambers quick enough. And so I was having a lot of issues. And so when I got out, after 8 days, I had my first cup of coffee and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to drink this all day. But I slowly over the year started drinking it more and more. And I don't use as much creamer and sugar as I used to. I'm trying to cut that out too. Yeah, reseason it. That's what it's called. He had to reseason it, and he was not a happy camper. Let's just say that. Purple Tube said, I use a little soap on mine, but I use oil on it right away after I clean it. Yeah, because when we got our cast iron, it was rusted, and so Tommy took a lot. He prepped it and got it all cleaned, got all the rust off. So it was crazy. Okay, Grimes Spine says, any tips for brain fog? I'm just now slowing down to learn how to actually deal with it properly. Me personally, when I get brain fog, it triggers my anxiety really, like it makes it higher than normal. And so what I usually do is I will go into the bedroom, or I'll go outside, go get away from everybody and just do woosah, or I try to do deep breathing, but I try to get away from everybody, because when my brain fog kicks in and my anxiety gets triggered, I get really, really like ornery and frustrated. And it's not anything that anybody else did. It's just that for some reason, that's how I react to it. So I try not to put anybody in that situation, and I walk away. And so, so that's what I do. Let's see. Oh, so 1 minute StreamYard doesn't want to work. Next minute it is. Okay. Crystal says, Grimes finds I was a Diet Coke drinker and it was literally eating away at my body from the inside out. I quit artificial sweeteners and I am so much better now. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to start doing that too. Maybe I'll start feeling better. James says P.S. tea has twice as much caffeine as coffee. I did not know that. Thanks, Rosie. I'm serious. I'm going to cut it out for a week and see what happens. I appreciate that. Sounds awesome. And then me too, Pixie. I wake up with it and it freaks me out and kicks in anxiety. And it does. Like, okay, so the other day, yesterday. Now, a lot of you know that I have my truck and stuff like that, and we've been working on it, but Tommy, not realizing, started making, because we never had it on the highway, at least as far as I can remember ever having it on the highway after we got it fixed. And he was going, oh, we're going on the highway. Let's hope it makes it. Let's hope nothing happens, and he was joking around, but those phrases actually triggered my anxiety. And so when we got onto the highway, I actually was white knuckled. I had my hand like this on the door handle and this hand like this on the center console, and I was holding, doing like breath, doing deep breaths, trying to woosah, and the whole time we were on the highway, the highway, I was freaking out, and I was trying not to show it, but I think Tommy knew. And I asked him, I said, are we getting off on the next exit? And he was like, because we were going towards the Dells, Wisconsin Dells. And I said, are we going to be getting off the highway anytime soon? And he's like, I can. I said, that would be great. Thank you. And then last night we were talking, and he apologized because he said if he would have known that it was going to trigger my anxiety like it did, he would have never jokingly said the things that he was saying in the truck before we got on the highway. And I told him, I said, well, I didn't know it was going to do that because it's random. I don't know how many other people out there have certain phrases or certain things that triggers your anxiety, and 1 minute it's triggering it, next minute it has no effect on your anxiety. Is there anybody else that has that going on? Okay, so brain fog. I'm going to bring that up. So, that we can. Okay, so I just found this. So I'm gonna move this over. I mean, it's brain fog is when your brain doesn't want to pretty much work like it normally does, and everything just seems pretty foggy. But I did find this here to kind of explain what brain fog feels like. So brain fog is the inability to have a sharp memory or to lack a sharp focus. You just feel like you're not yourself or you're unable to think clearly. That can encompass a lot of different medical conditions and issues. Together, we can figure out what the root cause is by taking a whole body approach. So you're just not yourself. It's, and I get that a lot. I even get that when I'm live. Like I'll be talking about something, then all of a sudden it was like, what was I talking about? And it's not that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just sometimes my brain just flatlines and I just don't remember what I'm talking about. Brain fog from fibro weed helps your brain relax and you'll be able to focus better. The calming effects help. Yes, Dustin, I know. My cousin only drinks soda with whiskey. You're sassy. You're so sassy. Purple Tube says, Kelly, I have fibromyalgia and I have my medical card. It does help with joint pain and inflammation. I can't wait. See, Grimes Fines understands that I wish Wisconsin would legalize it because Tommy says that it would help with my anxiety and my PTSD and my depression and stuff. Because I don't know. It's crazy. I can't, the medications I just can't do. The last medication I was on, it really messed with my head. Like I thought I was doing really good. And then within a few months of taking it, I started having suicidal thoughts and pictures playing in my head, and I couldn't sleep. It was so hard to sleep because it was like I was in a quantum leap, the TV show Quantum Leap, and I was jumping from one suicidal situation to another, and I knew that it was very dangerous and I needed to get off of it. Wait, hold on. No, I'm good. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to find where I left off. Lynn says she can't have any artificial sweeteners at all. She's allergic. Yeah, that's not good. It helps with a friend and allows to sleep a full cycle with. Yeah, I don't think I'm sleeping all that well. And I think Tommy knows that too. Like I can strip our whole bed with him sleeping on it while I'm sleeping. I strip the whole bed. It's because I don't know. I can't sleep comfortably. My son has, and I don't remember, I know how to say that. So if anybody knows how to say that, that's great. But I really don't know how to say that. And that has similar symptoms to fibro. He gets brain fog, and we added omega-3 EPA, DHA once a day, and that helps him a lot. Oh, that's cool. We can't hide it from others. Gina spots it in a second. Yeah, Tommy knows too. He knows when my anxiety, sometimes like when he's here, he does do a lot of fishing, which is cool because it's for his new channel. And I'm excited for that. So, I try to hide it as best as I can. Sometimes I'm not very, very good at hiding it. Would exercising when you have brain fog help? Oh, would exercising help when you have brain fog? I don't see why not. Isn't exercising like a form of meditation for some people? I know people who can be addicted to exercising and help. I don't know. I don't exercise. I walk. But to me, that's not really exercising. I could be wrong. Lynn says certain people trigger me. I agree. Oh yeah, I'm with you, Grimes said. Kelly says no cure for ass hats. Me too. It's like a jolt to my body the second I hear their names. Yes. See, and I don't. So maybe somebody can explain it to me because I don't know. I don't understand like how certain names with people for people. How do I want to put this without sounding horrible? Hello, Swamp Picker. Welcome. So when I hear certain people's names, I either start getting angry or I start to shake, and my anxiety goes all over the place. I don't understand why that happens. Okay. I used to do this too, but I was not that bad. Grimes says, you better stop right there or I will be on WebMD all day trying to figure out what I have. LOL, true story. I've heard that from actually a lot of people, other people too. WebMD is probably one of the worst things to have access to. I used to look up stuff because I didn't want to go to the doctor, so I would look up stuff and be like, oh boy, there's a whole list here. Oh, okay. Again, I got lost. I apologize. Yes, Justin, especially when you constantly have to justify and people continuously pick your brain. Yeah. I always feel like I have to explain when I go into an anxiety attack. When I'm coming out of it, I'm constantly apologizing. I'm constantly not trying to figure out why it happened, and 9 times out of 10 I can't figure out what triggers it. The only reason why I know yesterday was because of the fact that I guess I was a little bit more alert because of being in the truck and going on the highway and then the comments and everything. So gabapentin and what's the other one? What's the other member of that family? Lexapro? No, Lexapro. Lexapro was what I was on. Gabapentin and Lyrica. That's the word I'm looking for. Lyrica. They're in the same family. Lyrica's long-term. Gabapentin is a quick, gabapentin takes effect immediately, where I just had it see in my brain. Gabapentin and Lyrica. Lyrica, it's like a fat, long-acting type medicine. Does anyone else's antidepressants affect your memory? Haha, I have full. You know what? That's okay, Grimes. That is okay. That is more than welcome. My antidepressant, the Lexapro that I was on, I shouldn't say just that one. I've been on a bunch of different ones. I know personally they affected my memory, some worse than others. But the Lexapro, my main side effect for that was the suicidal ideation that I never experienced before, at least to that extreme. So you are not alone in that. Crystal says, my son does. So, Lynn says, I'm a pretty private person, right or wrong, but I hate people digging in my business. I don't volunteer and I don't ask others. So why do people want to talk about me and not themselves? You know, sometimes people just are that way. They've got to dig into other people's lives to make themselves feel better. They really do. Lynn says gabapentin is bad. Yeah, it is. So is oh, see, I'm horrible. So is Lyrica. Tommy's on Lyrica. They have me on gabapentin, but I don't take it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. Let's see. Good morning, Glenn. I think I said good morning, but I wanted to make sure. It's like PTSD. Your body is reacting to a memory of that person you are thinking. Okay, so yeah, so that would make sense. because I do have PTSD. So, certain things that have happened to me in the last couple of years, I'm a pretty forgiving person. As long as you come up to me and you apologize to me for what you did, I'm pretty forgiving. But at the same time, I can't forget. And depending on how severe the situation is that happened, it triggers my PTSD. Does that make any sense? I'm trying to explain it to where it makes sense, and I don't know if I'm explaining it right. My mom has gotten to the point, if you don't share things about yourself, then why expect me to? I hate games people play, don't have time. Exactly, Lynn, exactly. I don't understand why people do that. I don't, there's some things that I will never share live on YouTube that I go through, just because they're way too personal and they're way too embarrassing and they trigger. So there are some things that I won't talk about. Other things I will. And so it's hard at times. I think I take lupus or something like that. Isn't lupus, I've never heard of that medicine. Hugh. Yeah, I think lupus is not the correct word you're looking for, Grimes, because it says here lupus is an autoimmune disease. So I thought maybe I am not on anything as of right now. I actually detoxed from my last medication, and so I do have to call and make an appointment. I'm already a month and a half over making a doctor's appointment, but it triggers, like, my anxiety gets the best of me and I can't do it. It really, really stinks, but I do have to break down and get back on something. Good morning, Mark. Welcome. He says, hello, just got back from qualification at work. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining again. That's awesome. James said they tried gabapentin with me, but I said no. So I weaned off it and just smoked it. Yeah, I don't like some of the medications that I have been on. I have like a whole list. And at this point, lupin. Did I say lupus? I thought it said lupus. Why did I? Oh, see? My brain is doing its own thing again. I apologize, Justin. Oh, yeah, see, it's one of those days. Oh, okay, lupin. Okay, let's see what that is. I don't know what that is. Lupin. Oops, no, that's not what I typed. Lupin. Is this? Huh. Okay. I said lupus, girl. That was all me. Okay, so according to what I'm seeing, it's it's for infections and bacteria. It's a drug for that. Unless it's spelling it wrong. But it's like a antibiotic, from what I'm understanding. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that, like I said, I'm hoping that our state legalizes it, because, you know, I've talked with James, you know, and he says it helps him with all his aches and pains and all the things that he's going through. I've talked to a few other people that, you know, they use it for their anxiety because it's legal in their state. It's medical is legal, you know, recreational is legal. But I'm hoping that they make it legal soon. Otherwise, we're going to have to move to a state that it is legal, so that I don't have to put all these icky chemicals, stuff like that. Generic Zoloft. Okay, yeah, because the Justin, the spelling that you gave was for an antibiotic. Let's see. I've been on Zoloft. I didn't care for. Oh, is this the spelling crimes? Right here? Because that's what it says, generic, the brand name, not brain name, is that. Yeah, I didn't care for the way that, I just don't care for the way that medications make me feel. And I don't want to be a zombie in any way, because I have kids, I have animals, I have Tommy, I have friends, you know, you guys. I don't want to be a zombie. I want to be able to function. And a lot of times, you know, people don't understand that. Okay, cool, Justin, cool. Now I understand what it is. You know, a lot of times people don't understand that when you suffer from mental health, you have your ups, you have your downs. It's really hard for me personally, and I can't speak for everybody, but I know everybody that I've talked to that struggles with mental health, you know, they have the ups and the downs, or the ups and the downs, and, you know, all they want is somebody to hear them. And for me, yes, I want people to hear me, but at the same time, you know, it's easier for me to hide away from that than it is to just talk about it. And me doing these every Saturday, you know, I try not to make it all about me, because I want other people out there to also, you know, tell me their story, share, you know, let others know that they're not alone. But you know, it's sometimes people want to come on, sometimes they don't, and that is 100% okay. This is a safe place, and I just want people to know that. Mabel Bunny Mavis, welcome, welcome. I know you were in here, and I apologize for not getting to you sooner. Sometimes I talk too much, so I apologize. Lynn says, they ask, what do you do for a living? How many kids do you have? How many times have you been married? How much are your bills? You know, I never think to ask people those kind of questions. Okay, so I'm very much an open book, but I have 2 kids. I don't mind telling them that. What I do for a living is really, you know, if I'm comfortable telling that person, I will. If not, I'm just like, I'm a mom. It's nobody's business how many times somebody's been married unless they are willing to share that information. And bills, that's a big no-no. You don't ask people, how much are your bills? Yeah, you don't step on people like that. That's crazy. All right. Grimes said he'll be right back, y'all. And Lisa C says, much cheaper to talk to my friends. It is, you know, it's It is way easier, and especially if they know exactly what you're experiencing or you've talked to them before. And that's why I do the support buddy. Find yourself somebody that you're comfortable with calling and talking to when things are just not working out the way they should. And so support buddies is definitely something that I encourage. We actually don't know the whole story yet, but the other night, and I am guilty, so I'm just gonna, talk about it. But the other night, right around the corner from our house, there was an altercation between a male and a female. And the caller had, I read this on the scanner page, the caller had reported that there was a guy slamming a woman's head into the sidewalk. Now, that in itself brought up things from my past that I dealt with. And so I was like, I got real angry. And it was crazy. It triggered me. My PTSD kicked in, but I got angry at that moment. And the cops were called. They showed up, and the police officer reported that she was also doused in gasoline. Okay? That the guy had taken off and the lady was doused in gasoline. So we're like, what in the world is going on? So I did put on the post, I said, did they catch this jerk off? They said no. And I was like, oh, great. They said they had the name of the person and the description of the vehicle and stuff. And so I was reading this to Tommy because I was getting pretty upset. And some of the comments were pretty ruthless. And then there was somebody else who knew the people that were involved in this situation. Come to find out, now I'm waiting for the release from the police department to find out if it's true or not. But supposedly that is not what happened. The lady is crazy. She makes things up and she does things to herself that warrants panic and lies and stuff like this. And she's been stalking this guy, and so we don't know exactly what the real story is. Tommy said that there are two sides to every story. He said the guy probably, because I was reading all the comments to him from the person that knows the two people that were involved in this, he's like, I was going to ask, what did she do? Not that anybody deserves to be beat up like that or anything like that, but is she doing this to herself and he's maybe trying to stop her, or was he really doing this to her? And so when all that other new information came out, I felt really bad because, I had said, well, did they catch the jerk off? And so, yep, exactly, James, exactly. Three sides, his side, her side, and the truth. Well, probably so the guy left, parked his car, probably at home, and then started walking back to town, and he called the police department and told them where he was at. And me personally, I don't feel that if he really did what was claimed to have been done to this chick, that he would be calling the police and saying, hey, this is where I'm at. So there is definitely more to this story than meets what was on the scanner page. And so if you guys can pray for the situation, so whatever really happened comes out, and if the girl needs help, get help. If the guy really did this, that he gets help. I'm trying to not judge a situation, even though I did at that moment before we knew more about the situation. But if you guys could keep that situation in your prayers, that would be great, because it'd really be nice to know if we have somebody that close that was like that. So, or what the situation is, just so a lot of people have a peace of mind as well. Let's see. Mabel says, and am I saying that right? Mabel Bunny Mavis? Am I saying that right? Gabapentin 300 milligrams 3 times a day. Klonopin and Seroquel and Buspar. I have PTSD and bipolar 1 disorder, chronic depression, and high anxiety. Damn, that's a lot. It is, but you know what? That's what we're here for. You know, it doesn't matter how many things you were diagnosed with. We're here to show love. We're here to support. You know, we're here for people to open up and let, people need to know they're not alone. So, the more we share, the more other people will be like, oh, I have that. I'm not alone. Does that make sense? I hope so. James says, nothing worse than an angry redhead. Yeah, I'm not your traditional redhead. I get mad and certain things will set me off, but for the most part, I'm not as confident as I used to be, because I'm still struggling with the abuse I went through when I was younger. And so I can get mad, but I don't feel that I'm like your traditional redhead, which really stinks, because I'm getting there. I'm going to work on being, putting my foot down and stuff like that. Sometimes it's pretty hard. Mabel said, I also have a lot of health issues. Yes. And I've learned with doing research, with talking with other people, that when you struggle with mental health, you also have other health issues that you struggle with. And, I don't know if having medical issues triggers mental health or activates it. I shouldn't say triggers, activates whatever mental health that you could have had if you, let's see, let me reword this. I don't know if having health issues can activates that, whatever the mental health issue is that's going on at the same time, or if it increases it, or what the deal is. I just know that, I have a lot of health issues. A lot of my health issues, unfortunately, are due to the fact that I was a preemie. I was almost 3 months early. And so a lot of people who are preemies have a lot of health issues on top of everything else in the world. And my mom tried to make me feel better by telling me that, well, God only lets you grow till you're perfected. And, well, I guess 5 foot was perfection for me, but I don't feel it. So I just feel short. So yeah, it's crazy. But I did drop the link, and I'm going to drop it again for anybody who'd like to join. I feel like I'm going around in circles, and I apologize for that. Crystal says, yes, my son was a very active kid, football, martial arts. Now I still can't say that. And I know she's talked about it, and I just can't say the word. It's getting worse, and he can't play. This has made him depressed and angry. Yeah. Thank you, Lynn. I try to show people what I have on the inside, on the out. Sometimes it's hard. And I mean, I personally feel I have a good heart, and I don't understand why I went through the things that I've gone through. But at the same time, I also realized that if I hadn't gone through the things that I went through, a lot of things would be different with me. And so it's hard at times to try to get the words out correctly and do the things that I know I should do. But other times it's easier. But most of the time it's not. But I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Len. And then I fidget a lot, or I itch when my anxiety is kind of kicking in a little bit now. So I'm starting to itch. It's pronounced Elzers. Elzers. I think that's. I see, and I stink at reading. I can read a book, or I can read something online, but if I try to read it out loud, that's where there's a disconnect somewhere. I can read it all really good and really fast in my head, just out loud is not so well. So yes, and please keep Crystal's son in your prayers as well. And if anybody else has prayer requests, please put them in the chat so that we can add those to our lists. I know the other day when Tommy got injured during fishing, I mean, it was pretty bad. And Tuesday, I asked on Anthony Pittsburgh's Flipping Hope channel that for prayers for him. And so everybody was praying for him. And almost immediately, he started feeling better. And then the next morning, he actually, his ankle swelling went down. He heals pretty quick when he has a cut. But this one, for some reason, wasn't healing because he fell into a sharp rock and it was pretty yucky. You could see bone and stuff. But by the next morning, he was able, it was starting to close. And so it was crazy, but I feel prayer works. Plus, it helped with Remy too. And so, but if you do have prayer requests, please put them in the chat or even down below in the comments, and we'll add you to our prayer lists. So, we've been on for over an hour already. Wow, didn't even realize that. So this week I'm going to get a hold of a gentleman that I'd like to have come on the channel. I'm going to see if I can get him lined up for next Saturday. And so if I can, then I will definitely let you guys know. Yeah, it does. Time flies for sure, for sure. Oh, I'm horrible with spelling. Does anybody have Mel's? Oh, here we go. I got the spelling here. Tomorrow afternoon, Mel from Castlevania Reseller will be live. She is, let me see if she's got it set up yet. I think she's showing off the rest of her things that she got at her storage unit. I can't remember, but she's going live tomorrow. So I'm going to drop the link to her channel. If you guys could please show some love to her channel. Me and Tommy usually join her during that time. Oops. There we go. And then Wednesday, we will be on Tommy's channel for our reseller social. It'll be at 12 because we changed the time. And the time, and we're going to go to 1 time a week for now, so that he can get his other channel up and going. But here is Tommy's link for his channel. And he's going to make the big announcement on what his new YouTube channel is called. Super stoked about that. And then I'm just going to drop a couple more links. Here is my cousin's music channel on YouTube, if you guys could show him love there as well. He sings all his own songs. Oops. And then, or he sings songs. That's his voice that you hear when you're listening. Do you guys have any other questions before we head her out? My nose itches too. My migraine's starting to subside a little bit. Not much, but it's subsiding enough, which is nice. I almost didn't know if I was going to be able to do this live today because it hurts so bad. But yeah, so next week I'm going to try to get a guest on. I really don't want to say yet, Crystal, until I can verify with them. It is a YouTuber. He was in the military. I believe he's retired now. I just started following him not too long ago, and he talks about his mental health. Of course, my computer's going to be silly on me now. Let me pull this up real quick. Oops. But yes, he was in the U.S. Army. He's retired. He's a firefighter, EMT, and a Christian. So I am going to see if he can come on next week, set it up for sure for next week. And then I will get more information out for him to, if he's able to. I know a lot of people would like to come on, but I know that Saturdays are busy for a lot of people, and so I completely understand. And I was also thinking, and I don't know, maybe twice a month, maybe going live with a guest who isn't able to make it on a Saturday, come share their story during the week sometime during the week at night. So I'm still trying to figure out what I can all do to try to get, everybody's story out there, not just my own. I grew up, James, I grew up where my dad was a fireman, and now my brother's a fireman, but my dad's also a retired fire chief. So I grew up with the fire department. So I absolutely love anything and everything to do with the fire department. And if I ever get monetized, I want to take a portion of whatever I get from my channel and donate it to mental health research and to different charities and stuff like that deals with mental health. And then I also want to take a portion and donate to the fire department, because I feel that that's so important, and the police department and stuff like that. That's how I grew up, was with my dad being on the fire department. The police department and the fire department were really tight, and so I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't walk down the street. If I wasn't walking on the street that I said I was going to walk on, my dad knew, because, with being friends with the police and other firemen and stuff like that. But we were a big family. And so, so it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to get a hold of him and see if he'll be able to make it next week. If not, then I'm going to see when he's available and do it possibly during the week. But with that, I think we're going to probably head out. I feel like I'm rambling now. And I don't like that. I don't like rambling at all. But again, so I will see you guys tomorrow on Castlevania Mouse channel around 3, I think it is, Eastern. And then we will see you Wednesday on Tommy's channel, Tommy 2.0, aka the Bargain Effects channel. So with that, have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember, you are worth it. No matter what anybody says, you are worth it. And your smile lights up the world. With that, much love, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.